Good afternoon, wherever you are. Welcome to Dreamy Dreamland with your Sensie Owl Bob. This guy here to tell you a story. What story do you want to hear? End of time story, romantic story, an alien story. Most of them are all mixed up together. It's 4:37 here, or maybe somewhere. Who knows? But what are you doing? My real interest is about you guys, not me. I know my story. Yeah, I know it. What about you? Right? What about you? How you doing? Well, I'm going to give this, let's say 4 minutes, right? Let's see if anyone shows up. Let's see if anyone deems to have a conversation. And if none of the above, I'll see you tomorrow. Or sooner, well, later than sooner. Who knows? What do you think? So, it's clouding up. It might rain. If I hear any thunder, it gets darker. I'm going to split sooner than 4 minutes. How's the weather where you are? If you're in Spain, it's a hard time. I feel sorry for you guys in Europe. You're having weather that you're not used to. I've been talking about, climate change since 1973. I read a DARPA report about controlling weather, and that the first people who were serious about doing that was the bankers, right? Because if they can control the weather, they can know who's going to grow what, and they can make some money. And that was back in 1812. Not too far from when the good old American values revolution happened. All by rich guys, right? They were all there. Oh, hey, ooh, yeah. Said hi. Hey, say hi. I'm saying hi. Hi. So, are you AI? You're probably not. You're probably a human being. Because if you were AI, you would have more interesting shit going on. Do you know how AI is making us stupider? You go, how is that possible? Not how is it possible to make us stupider? No, I think it is, because we are pretty stupid. Look at the world we're accepting as reality. Really? You guys, you are stupid. I was hearing a story just a little while ago about Jim Carrey was saying it. And when he was 7 years old or 2 years old or somewhere around there, he didn't come from a rich family. And so, his family, they had a house and they ate and they had shoes, but, nothing more. And he really, 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 just back in the days of, the bikes with the banana seats and the high handlebars, he really, really wanted one, right? And someone told him that if he, prayed to God that, prayed to the Holy Mary, right? The mother of Jesus, that you could strike a bargain, right? So he does. And he says, if you get that bike, I will say the rosary every day for a year. And so a couple of weeks later, he forgets all about it. And he's coming in and everyone's there with this look on their face. And he just kind of walks in the back of the house. And his brother, did you see that bike in there? And what it was, that a friend of his put his name in the bowl in a raffle for that bike and put Jim's name on it. Jim didn't even know, and he won it. So from that point on, Jim and Mary had been really tight. So my basic thing is, I'm constantly talking to God. Right now I'm talking to God for you guys, right? And the So, Gray sandwich, Shermond, Scumband. I don't know. Um, Guys, I'm blind. Can't just tell. Look at his eyes. And I didn't. I don't always have my glasses, and so you did put it in kind of capitals, but not your name. So Gray is what I can read. So, guys, let's get smarter, right? Your phone, your screens, they're just a tool. Use them as a tool, not as a lifestyle, right? Come on, you know. Use it to watch entertainment. I look at, what's that thing with what's his name, James, and he's the Mind Boy. And anyway, I like that show. I like what was it, the '90s when that was, or early O's, somewhere in there. Anyway, and that's me. I'm not psychic, I read people's palms, but really what I'm doing is I'm watching their physical representation of what I'm saying. Oh, you're strong. Oh, you're worried. Oh, you're passive aggressive. Oh, you're smart. And I see how they're responding to it. That's what I do. That's my shtick, right? And one out of like 1,000 will go. I say, oh, everyone does this. I said, put your hand up like this, and they do, and then I start reading it, right? One of 1,000 will go, that's devil worship. And then my response, which I think I will stop doing, is that, well, Jesus did it. I'm a little passive aggressive, meaning not really. It's more like Freudenscheider. I like seeing people get upset. Not really, but to the point where I push them over the cliff where they might learn something about themselves. That's kind of my shtick, right? Because I can't help people. They have to help themselves. I can push them up that cliff, right? Emotionally, psychically, like how they think. And, that's my little shrinky shtick, That's one of my, I have many skill sets, and that's one of them. My psychosocial, cultural, forensic, anthropologic alchemist, and I'm a photographer and electrician. I'll do your wedding. I'll light it and I'll shoot it. I mean, with a camera. Anyway, so what do you think about what's going on? I mean, if you can't see that these wars that are in the Gaza and in Ukraine are scripted pieces of crap to change the planet's motif, we're heading for the fascist motif of Star Trek Federation. I mean, just go back to the Jim, the first one, Jim and Spock, right? That really, I mean, they all have apartments that are the size of a refrigerator. They have no kitchen, no nothing. Got a chair, they got a screen, they got a table, they got a bed over there, they got a shelf with knickknacks, and they have the replicator, right? So they can cheeseburger, medium, do vegetables, and there's the cheeseburger. Jordan sneakers, and there's the sneakers, right? High-powered dildo, and there it is. I mean, that's and that's the deal fascism will give you. Nice little room, whatever color you want, pretty good bed, nice chair, reading lamp, shelf with knickknacks, a table, right, and a replicator, right, and the gullet hole and the Uber shower, right. So that's pretty much it, right. Or the vibro shower, they don't have water anymore. So I once tried that out in the New York City. The last World's Fair to New York City, they had in the day of tomorrow they had vibro showers, no water. You went into the thing, and you felt cleaner. You smelled a little nicer, But anyway, 10 minutes. How much? Come on, let's have a discussion. How are you doing? Yes, there are lots of you watch, come and go. It's like I feel like I'm a revolving door. You know, you guys come, you go. I don't really ever see you. You don't leave. You say hi. That's about it. But I do this. It's just like Jim Carrey. Why did I tell you a story about Jim Carrey? Because I said, I kind of made a deal with Jesus that I keep doing these shows as long as he would help out humanity to get them to their conscious state, right? He helped me getting there. He can help you, right? Now, I kind of have been aware of this since I was born. I can remember being born. Well, I died when I was born, so that's kind of a trauma. So, right. And the next, until I was 10, all on my birthday, I would get really sick. And, between birth and 10 years old, I died 2 more times, right? And one was when a nun murdered me. That's why I speak strangely, and I look strangely out of this eye and hear strangely out of this ear. And but this I see, I can see other wavelengths that this one. But put them together, I see really good. If I do this, I'm seeing different wavelengths. This, I can see what most people see. And my ear, this is like Doppler. This I can, whenever I'm talking to people, I have to put this ear towards them. Anyway, so that's why I do these shows, because I made a deal with Jesus that I would, this helps me stay on the straight and narrow. And by doing it, whoever watches it can also be helped by Jesus's unconditional forgiveness and God's unconditional love, right? And that love is consciousness, and that is conscious intent I am, right? You do that 20 times a day, and whatever you're doing, you're about to drive the car, you think conscious intent I am, and you will get from A to B safely, right? No matter what. So anyway, thanks for the 4 likes. You want to talk to me in person, that's the dudeawake42@gmail. You want to throw something in my PayPal, not too much because I have no idea if it still works. But I think it does. So throw some in there, $50, $100, $1,000, But I usually get a gift maybe once a month or maybe every 4 months or maybe. But it still seems to work. I got a little gift. I think it was less than 2 months of that. So anyway, so that's the story. And I love you guys. I always will. I'm always got your back. Again, if you just talk to me, I would give you some pretty good insight, but otherwise I just ramble on. So you guys stay well. Be good.